Well, guys, we got a new one up on the healing bench. My boy Tim just dropped this one off to me, and I'm trying to decide if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So what we have here is a 2012 gsxr. We come look over here. It's a 750. It says so somewhere right there. So I'm going to give it to you straighter than Alanis Morissette's teeth, to quote Vice Grip Garage on that one. This thing, it's going to be a project. So what I know about it, just from looking at it, can't confirm this, but we have this wonderful rear brake hose. So that tells me the back tire used to be out here somewhere. I'm almost certain it was stressed somewhere. Got nice holes in the swing arm. Everything on this thing is held together with zip ties. If we come over here, oh, we actually have, holy shit, we got bolts on that side anyway. This side, look at that, zip ties. Look at that, zip ties. We have, so I unwrapped this. This was wrapped with painter's tape. And now we have some electrical tape down here. We got all this harness wrapped in electrical tape. We got some here. And this is why I say don't use electrical tape to wrap shit, because it just comes undone. I haven't even, oh look, more zip ties. We are missing bolts. We have overspray everywhere. Overspray down in there. So these are the fairings that were on it. These are the race fairings. It was held on, of course. Check it out. Zip ties. Cut four zip ties and that whole thing came off. This back here is blue, which just so happens blue. We have bolt missing there. Case saver, which that's a good thing. Looks like it's been utilizing. It's got adjustable rear sets. That's cool. I'm digging that. Might have to do some research. I don't think that is normal. So the fun part, so what Tim was told was this thing's got a knock in the engine. So we tried to put oil in it. As you can see, I have an oil pan down there. As fast as I could pour oil in, oil dripped out. Now let's look at some of this wizardry. You know what? I've done some sketchy shit in my life. But to the guy who decided this was a good idea, oh, it gets even better. Here's battery. Here's the positive battery terminal. When you try and use a big ass wood lag screw to hold a battery terminal on, and it punches down inside there hard enough to break the solder joint, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you in the ear hole. But wait, there's more. So this hole's elongated, which I could fix that. Just drill it and tap it. But if we come over here and look, we are missing a bolt there. We're missing a bolt there. And we're missing a bolt there. But we cannot get a bolt. Oh, we pushed the RTV in on that one. Can't get a bolt in there. Push the RTV in there. Can't get a bolt in there because some dickhole decided to go and fill these with sealant. Then we have RTV for what I'm going to assume is the lack of a gasket in there. But the fun part, oh wait, there's more. Let's check out this oil pan. So when we put oil in it, oil dripped out of all the bolt holes because there were no bolts in it. Hell, if we look up under here, we still see there's no bolts in it. And whatever they did to get the solenoids off for the flappers, they fucked that bracket all up because I couldn't even get a bolt in that middle one. Oh, but wait, check that out. Yeah, it goes all the way through. Cut the pipe, ground off whatever was there. So this is an aftermarket, what I'm assuming is aftermarket oil pan for a little bit more capacity. But check out the drain plug. Check it out. You know what, guy? Screw you and your sister if that's what you're gonna do for an oil drain plug. Oh, but wait, there's more. So you see that hole? That's for the O2 sensor, which is right there. What in the ever-loving fuck sticks? I'm assuming that's what this hole was for. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they thought they could put a nut on those threads. Stick that in there and put a nut on it. I have no idea. So, there's all that. Let's look up a little further. So it does run. We put bolts in it, as many as we could anyway. You see there's still some missing. When we got oil in it, and yeah, it still dripped out, but we were able to start it and heard some interesting noises. But I can't tell in this scenario if the noises we heard was all of that noise or if there was engine noise. But they're telling us it's got a knock or something in the engine. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is get an oil pan and an oil pan gasket, drop the header, and drop the oil pan, see what kind of glitters down inside there, because I know there's going to be some, because fucktards like that, God, people are so stupid sometimes. That's just high quality. Anyway, I'm sorry. I bet you 20 bucks says there's no coolant in this thing. Imagine that. I knew that just because of all that. So, drop the oil pan, put a stock oil pan on it with a gasket, get that sealed up. God, the more I look, the more I'm just like, what in the hell? Anyway, more overspray. Put an oil pan gasket on it, put an oil pan on it, and then we'll get it to where it holds oil so we can start it, fire it up, rig up some sort of exhaust. I've got enough pipes up there. I'm sure we can figure something out just to quiet it down a little bit so we can actually hear the engine. Fork seals, blown. Overspray, check. Brake pads, gonna have to go. Well, somebody thought they were a track star, but the crown is right here instead of right here. So somebody liked to turn left. More overspray. So I'm going to start there as far as dropping the oil pan, see what kind of glitter we have. That will put an oil pan on it, put a gasket on it, fire it up, and see what the engine's doing. But this is what we've got to work with, so this is what we're going to work with. It's going to be a fun one. Not really? No, not really at all. Take that out. Maybe you have to drill and tap that to the next size up to get actual bolts in there. God damn. Everything up in here looks God dang. What is all that? I have to pull the forks off and clean those up. See. But everything up here looks somewhat decent. There's a little module for the servo. It's called Servo Daddy. I think it's Daddy. Buddy. Sorry. Servo Buddy. And that's to trick the computer to think it still has servos on it with the straight exhaust. Which means I don't see a power commander. Got ECU up here. We go around the airbox and look. We have a screw there. No screw there, no screw there, no screw there, no screw there. We have a screw there, no screw there. So yeah, that's going to have to be taken care of. A lot of overspray. Why? Shit, we even got paint down in here. How in the hell? The tank looks pretty good. It's got a couple little dents and dings, but that's to be expected. So this is going to be a fun one. It's going to take a bit of work. Depending on what I find in the oil pan and how the engine sounds, we may rebuild it, throw some new bearings and rings and stuff in it, or drop that motor, push it off to the side, get another motor, stick it up there and rebuild that, or tear it apart at a later date. Radiator's got a bunch of overspray. I'm kind of worried that if I put coolant or water in this thing, is it going to come out of the oil pan, the cylinders, the spark plug holes, you know, that type of shit. But it does run. It did run. We heard it run. I stuck my big ass test battery up in here. That's why this is loose. I did that. So I can't blame that on dipshit number one and dipshit. Oh look, more zip ties. Look, more zip ties. Zip tie, bolt, screw. That's broken right there. I don't think there's supposed to be convertible tail lights. Call that a hunch. But that's what we're looking at so far. So what I'm going to do is probably yank the airbox off, since it's really easy to come apart. Ooh. Kind of like the gaff tape scenario we got going on here. That's high quality stuff. All of this was unhooked. As you can see, I did not do any of this. I just got the bike. Clutch cable looks pretty far adjusted out, so it may need a new clutch. I won't know that till I get in there and pull the covers. But anyway, that's what we're dealing with. I'll, as always, keep everybody posted.